Okay, so you were curious about how to add ambient music to your scene. All right. So we talked about sound cues, I think. Um, Pretty much what you can do. I mean, oh, we did an ambient sound thing. What was that called? I think we did. Was it here? Yeah. This ambient sound component or asset here. Um, so you can add one of those to your scene, and then over here you can adjust. You can add what sound you want to play. So right now I think I have some. Let me turn up my volume real quick. There we go. So there's some wind in the background. I need to fix my audio, but footsteps are super loud. But I have the wind in the background going. So you can add one of those. But I think in class we created this blueprint for ambient sound. This BP ambient sound. So you can add one of those in. And let me edit it so we can see what we have. And I think, yeah, all we did was we added this audio input or audio component. And then on the right-hand side, we just, added the settings that we wanted for it. But the nice thing about doing it here is you can kind of control it a little better. So I recommend doing a blueprint over just doing the asset itself. Either one's fine though. They'll both work. So you have a couple of options. Option A, just drag a sound cue into your level. That's what I have here. I have a couple of sound cues just in the environment. Option B is just use that ambient sound actor. And then option C is to just use your BP ambient sound, drag that into your level, and then set what sound you want it to play. I think this is the one I just created. So let's nuke that. And let's nuke that. Did I put... It's the only one there. Is this? Go back. So and then I deleted the wrong one. Okay. Probably what we should do is actually move these into like a sound folder. Let's create a new folder. Dude, I think this is our fire. Yeah, so that's our fire sound. This one is probably, I don't remember what I did. Oh, that's my wind, I guess. I didn't change the name, so it's just an example cue. And this one is just nothing, I don't think. Yeah. Okay, so this is the one I just dragged in, I think. So drag that BP ambient sound in, select the audio, and then you can assign what sound you want it to have. So do I have a music in here? Let me see if I have music. Bunch of Murdoch stuff. Carter music, what's this one? Yeah, let's throw that in there. It's good stuff. Okay. Then you can adjust the volume for it, adjust the pitch if you want, and then adjust the attenuation and stuff for it. I'm going to set it to like 0.15 or something. I don't know. Let's see how loud that is. And then play one instance of it. Let's leave the pitch. Yeah, we'll leave that like that. We're going to override attenuation. And actually, I want it to be, I'll leave it like that for a second, just to see. because I want it to be not spatial, just like you hear the sound just across the board. You know what I mean? It's not in the game. It's just part of the UI, if you will. But if you were having it play from a radio or something in the scene, then you might it's diegetic, right? We talked about that. Then you might just set the attenuation, override that, and adjust how big the circle is of impact. I think it already loops. Let's see. Yeah. There you go. I need to fix the other audio. It's super loud. What's that through? That's not. Yeah. Let's take a look at that. So did we talk about montages at all? Okay. Let's take a look. So I don't want you to keep opening off screen. Go to your ABP Manny. And I mean, I guess you don't necessarily have to follow along that way, but I'm gonna bring up my animation blueprint, and then I'm gonna go to my walk run state. So under my anim graph, we have our locomotion states. Let's go to locomotion, the regular one. I'm gonna go to walk run, and then this is the animation we're playing right now. I guess I guess we don't need to worry about montages because you can actually do this with regular animations now, or animation sequences. So this is our blend space for walk run. Let's bring that up. I think, what did I do? On each of these animations in this blend space, so we got two samples. We have the run forward, and then we have the walk forward. So each of those animation sequences, if you open that up, they have these notifies on them, or what's called notifies on the timeline. So for some reason I couldn't get my the default ones there. So I think I took these animations from the sample project, I think. And so I already had some default notifies here. I couldn't get those to work, so I just created my own. But what notifies allow you to do is you can basically add markers to your animation at any point, and then you can use those markers to trigger events at different times. So we use this when we were adding the attack, right? So if you go to your enemy, BP enemy AI, I think is where it's at. Yeah, right here. So our melee attack. We have a do once so that it waits for the animation. We have this play montage, and then on this montage, let's search for that real quick. We added this attack damage. So I don't think we did this in class. I think I created these assets and we talked through it. But you can go and take a look. So if you right click in here, you can add a notify, and you can add an existing one, or you can create your own. So new notify, and then you can also add an additional column here. So add notify track, and you can add another row here to add additional notifies. But in here we have this attack damage notify, and we're using that to basically tell us that that's the point in the animation where we want the overlap to happen. So that's when we do the trace and everything. That's where it makes the most sense to have the damage be triggered. And so at that point, we're going to trigger this on notify begin, and we're going to use this attack damage notify here. So that's the notify name. If it's attack damage, then this is what we're going to do. We do the line trace, or I guess we're doing a sphere trace actually. And then we're going to figure out the size of the trace and everything, loop over what we hit. And then if what we hit was the third person character, then we're going to damage them basically. And in our case, we just kill them and reload. So same concept that we used there, we are using, or I used for the walk run. except we're not using a montage. We're using just an animation sequence. So let me go back here. What was it? What animation was it? Oh, walk forward and run forward. So if you open those up, walk forward, and run forward, open a new window. So something to note that's kind of annoying, but also useful is, when you double click on an animation, it just opens it in the same window. So any type of animation asset you have open, if I like double click this, it just opens up in the same window. So if you want two animations open side by side, you have to right click it and then say open a new window, and then you'll get what you want. So let me go back. All right. So you see we have our notifies here. I added these yellow ones. So every time that where I think the foot is dropping on the ground, I added the notify event. So you see I have two. I have L_foot plant and R_foot plant. And so each time that notify is triggered, I want it to play a sound. Right here. So down, and so on and so forth. Okay. So that's the first bit of it, adding the notifies to your animation. The second piece is doing something with that event, right? So in this case, there's two options. You can do this inside of your animation blueprint or inside of your character blueprint or somewhere else. In this case, it made sense to do inside the animation blueprint. So I referenced those events. So if you right click and search, actually, let's just scroll down through our palette here. And you can find, I think, maybe notifies. If not, then it'll be under animations. Yeah, I guess it's under animation. So I guess search for notify. And yeah. So add anim notify event. And you see we have all these events that exist now that are already referenced. So you can pick the one that you created. So I have the right foot plant and the left foot plant here. And then I tell it to play a sound. So this is my custom event that I created, which are right here. And so all I'm doing is I'm getting the accurate location, and then I'm calling this play sound at location event. And that's the gist of it. So you could even get a little more specific here. We could get the location of the socket or the foot and play it there, or play it attached or something. But this was good enough, I think, for these purposes. One thing I think we need to do though is that sound is super loud. So I'm playing the sound wave here. You see that? The problem with that is you don't have as much control over the volume. I think there's a little bit you can do here. Like you can go to the sound wave asset and let's open it up. We can do a little bit in here, but you don't have as much control as you would with your sound cue. So I'd recommend adding this sound wave to a sound cue and then adjusting it, controlling the volume. I don't know why I have it increased to 1.2. It's really loud. Maybe like 0.3 would be good. Also, the pitch is up. Let me make that 0.9. Let's see what that sounds like. That's a bit better. You might want a little bit louder, but so you can get more control over it with like audio and stuff. With your feet, like as you're running, you're going to be running on grass and on like hardwood and whatever else. So you can actually like control that by like determining what type of material you're on. But we probably won't go, that's out of the scope, but something that's interesting that you can do. And then you can adjust the volume based on what you're walking on, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, yeah, for sure. Any other like questions on things? Otherwise, I'm just going to go back to messing around with what I was doing. I don't remember. Yes. I did not build this. No, it's a free asset that I pulled off the marketplace. I don't know if it's available anymore. Let me check.
Yo, players don't love that full.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I'll take credit for it because I have it in my level. I wish. Let's see. Who's the developer for this? Okay, Vigilante is the developer. They have a bunch of free realistic vehicles of war. I'll drop this. No, actually it's rigged so you can animate it. Yeah. And it has a blueprint and it also has like a damaged version, so let me bring it up here. So you see like on the left hand side it has a damaged version and of the model. So see.
Since you like these so embarrassing that for next semester in my back to two, I'm there was a really difficult thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Something with a little bit, but that's really good. Like rolling things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. So is it gonna be like post-apocalyptic kind of deal or?
Um,
Yeah.
You've played Forest. Forest is like a good vibe behind it, like I feel like.
I don't think I played it. Oh, that's the one where it's like kind of like there's like weird creatures. Yeah. It makes me think of the Hills Have Eyes kind of deal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I haven't played it, but I've heard that it's actually really solid. What am I looking for? Let's see. Visibility, here we go. There we go. So we can hide our regular mesh. How about I just search visible? Uncheck. There we go. So now we just have the damaged model in here. And then they also have the smoke on here, so you can make that visible and just like they've done all the work for you already, and you don't really have to do a whole lot. So, and then they also have I mean, hide that. Bring this guy back in. So you can control that through your blueprint, right? Like if it's taking damage once it's destroyed, or you can add an explosion and then switch over to the damaged mesh or destroyed mesh. But this one's pretty complex because like I think all these parts move on the skeleton. You just have to actually rig them or like animate them. But I think the rotors turn, the doors move and stuff. And then I think like same thing for the trucks or similar stuff for the trucks, I think. I don't really like the things too now. Yeah, I think these are great assets because they look good. You can use them in cutscenes or so this is all the stuff this guy has, or person, this studio. Quite a few. So I'll just submarine's kind of awesome. That'd be cool. I have a destroyer. Yeah. You can probably let's take a look at that shot. Let's see how big it is. Looks pretty big. You can probably totally like yeah. Oh yeah, some of them have this like thing where you can control like some of the states and stuff for it. You can move so this one like the guns are animated so you can move them around, position them, stuff. Kind of cool. Okay, let me drop this on Discord real quick. I put it in general. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll set these back to 1 and 1. Oops. 1 and 1. And then I'm gonna actually. Oh, I do have a sound cue here, so this is what I want to use, not the WAV file itself. Let's see, do I have? Okay, I have a little bit lower. I'll set that down to like 0.45. Let's see what that sounds like. And yeah, I think I like the lower pitch, so let's do like 0.85. And yeah, that should be fine. A little more subtle. Let's see how that sums up with the other stuff in the level. Okay, here. Yeah. See what that sounds like. Yeah, and then we had no sounds when we crouch because we didn't add those stupid animations. Oh, that's what I was gonna fix. Every time I die, my thing is looping. So, okay, where's that at? Probably. There we go. Build this up. Yeah. Oh, not touching looping though. Alright. So maybe he's just getting me multiple times, and I'm dying multiple times. Yeah, I guess it doesn't hurt to add a new ones here. Dude, let's throw that in. So this will be the last class we have until the week of the final. I think Tuesday will be the next actual class. So we won't have in-person class next week. And then, yeah. So next Tuesday, well, I mean, I guess Thursday we'll have our one-on-ones, our check-ins. And then we'll be out, or we won't have in-person class, but I'll still be online via Discord if you have questions. There'll be 2 work days that week, and then 1 work day, and then the final. Do you guys actually want to come in on that Thursday? So
That's the 4th, right?
yeah, I think. The 4th. I mean, there's not that many of us, so it's like I think
Everything.
yeah, we're done on the 3rd, so like we can do it, yeah, pretty much. So I was like, maybe we can just have the 2nd, the last class, and then turn it on Wednesday, or even turn it on Thursday or Friday at that point. Well, I want time to grade it, so maybe like Thursday even, or something at the end of day Thursday.
I'll be.
Okay. What about you, Christian? Will you be around? Okay. I mean, it's up to you guys, and I don't know. What do you feel? Say again. Okay. Well, if you guys prefer, we can just have Tuesday the last day. I can't remember. Is there anything on the calendar that day? Or was it just another work day? It should just be another work day, but let's see. Put it back. Yeah, that was just the final work day, so we'll see. We'll see how I feel after Thanksgiving. I think I wouldn't mind just.
You know, it's just I asked out and thinking
We're still haven't like undecided on what classes are going to be like filled up. Yeah, yeah. So it just depends on what actually comes up, I guess. Um, because they're planning on having maybe, if needed, 3 game 2 classes. So if that's the case, then I might teach one of the coding 1 classes potentially, and then intro to media software, I think, is another class that might have an needed initial class. So if that's the case, then I'll might teach one of those as well. So
it's already right.
40. Yeah. Yeah.
Talk.
Appreciate that. Yeah. I'm glad this is my first time teaching in this setting. So definitely need feedback, and it was a learning experience for all of us, I think.
Have you met? You probably like talk with Brian a lot. Like Ellie and the Jackson Arnold.
Uh-uh. Is he one of the
He's the one of the professors. You was so good. Like when I freaking
yeah. Is he still here now, or did he leave?
still he said it still last time I thought of him.
Yeah.
So, I know he was doing it last spring, and I really enjoyed having that more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like they have some really good professors, honestly.
It's always a lot about just with your class. I will be honest. But the better a great job. I'll give you great feedback and get off.
I appreciate that. That's good to hear. That means a lot. I'm glad. I guess it'll show in your next class if you actually remember anything. Yeah, no, it's been a fun class to teach, actually.
My sixth second class has been both full.
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought they were just going to cancel one of them and just kind of fill the. Yeah. Or like maybe like break them up a little bit, but whatever works, I suppose. Okay. What happens when I die now? Should be able to jump one here. Or crouching. Well, I guess maybe that's fine. Don't attack me. Yeah, there we go. Now I only die once. So you guys should fix that on yours too. You see what I did? Okay. Oh. These lights are horrible. I probably fix those. Oh dear. Okay. Yes. What's that to? Yeah. Yeah. It's better. All right. Back. All right. Yeah. I have okay. Of the light, you mean, or?
To like your actual actions, like in Kingdom Maya.
Oh, I see. Like, yeah.
Your origin. Is there a way to rotate it without rotating your object?
Well, one thing you can do is, if you're working in world space, you can switch to using local space. So this, actually, you're in local space right now. So you see this little gizmo here? Check that.
Without having to rotate my object, can I break this edge and
I don't think you can change the pivot, but I don't know that you can change like the direct. What are you trying to accomplish? I guess is this one.
you have to go in, put 180, and then shift and then do that. You have to do it that way. Or like you have to go in and rotate to
like,
I want
you're trying to
just that edge to go.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, because it's scaling from the gizmo. I think it's scaling in all the directions. So I think it depends on what type of asset it is or how it's set up. But this one is going to scale in both negative and positive directions, I guess. I don't know. You can change that on here.
I can't like in Maya you can be in edge mode.
Yeah, and you can just drag that edge over and like extend it. Yeah. I don't know. You can do that here.
I was just curious if you could. I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah, that would be useful actually. There might be a way. I mean, that's one nice thing about the block up tools is that it has the capability for you to extrude like that. Okay. Let's. Then don't waste on the wall. Make that, yeah, right. Good. And I if I do want it. Uh, They're super loud. God, it is this. Yeah, that is. Let's go to. Nice. And it. Ale.
Cool. Good. Yeah. Thorough. I'll get for all my insurance, but we can do it here today. Okay. That's good. I got the tip. Place the player or that.
Interface. It's 6:45. So if you guys have nothing, other further questions, yes, feel free to wrap up. Yep. Let's see it. It's I went to I'm gonna add that from transfers to yeah. I would do it. Two, one, suit that mouse. Oh. Yeah. So, let's. And make this. Exercise is spray. No. Nice. All right, have a good one then. There.